Hello folks and welcome to another Music Alerts video. This week, another vinyl special. Let's begin with some classic jazz. And that classic jazz arrives from the one and only Ben Webster on Sony's Craft reissue label, and the live outing from 1960 called At the Renaissance. Keeping him company on this one is pianist Jimmy Rowles, guitarist Jim Hall, bassist Red Mitchell, and drummer Frank Butler. This is classic stuff and no mistake. Now, Webster wasn't best appreciated, I would say, when this one was originally released, but this LP, which features classics like Caravan, Stardust, and Georgia on My Mind, needs to be sipped like fine wine. Next down, let's change the drink from wine to what? I don't know, Deadly Nightshade perhaps, and the latest reissue on the excellent Crass label from the sharply politically motivated US outfit MDC and their multi-death corporations. Witness on the flip side of this one the statements from, and I quote, "Salvadoran deserter discloses Green Beret torture." It's that kind of album. Then there's the rage against the Chilean secret police, and well, check out the fold-out sleeve for a lot more of that kind of thing. Oh, the drama. Next, pressed on a limited edition Space Warp splatter vinyl because is Pearl and the Oysters, alien castaways on planet Earth apparently. The album is called Planet Pearl on the Stone's Throw label. What we have here is a boy-girl duo named Juju and Jojo, and there's quite a delicious lounge-like 70s pop feel to this one. Full of melody, this one comes at you with a smile on his face, upbeat and extremely cute, with its high-pitched female vocal backed with funky vibes. This one skips through the daisies, flares flapping in the breeze as the sunshine shines off a nearby poster of Farrah Fawcett Majors. If you like Stereolab, check this one out. Next up, look out for the ex-No Man Tim Bowness, who has produced, written, and performed the songs on this new album, and the new album is called Powder Dry on the K-Scope label. Although I think we have Stephen Wilson on the mixing duties for this one. The album has a kind of a new wave-esque feel to it with electro beats and considered vocals that reminds me of later period Mark Almond. In fact, imagine a harder-edged soft sell, and that's what this album is in a nutshell. Worth investigation. Next on the Inside Out label is UK prog band Big Big Train with the new double album, a live album, A Flare on the Lens, live in London. Presented in a gatefold sleeve, it features the full set list from the second night of the 2 September 2023 concerts at London's Cadogan Hall, followed by the 7 different tracks that were played on the first night. Now look, I'm not too familiar with the band, so you'll have to forgive me a little bit, but I do hear more 80s US-sourced AOR vibes, something along the lines of, now I don't know, Kansas, for example, rather than real prog, but maybe I need to listen more, hey. Onto the 4AD label now, and the dangerously named post-punk outfit Come Girl 8, with their new debut album after a series of well-received EPs called The Eighth Coming, full of social politics, feminist ire, and pointed criticism of the world at large. The band here have a kind of New York Dolls attitude, but the sound of several 80s German synth outfits that I could list, but I'm not going to. Well worth investigating. This is good stuff. Onto avant-garde vibes now, or as my spell checker has it, Ant Garden, which I think Daniel might appreciate. Daniel who, you say? Well, the Swedish-born composer Daniel M. Karlsson. Daniel, and I quote from his biog here, works extensively with algorithmic composition, which gives you an idea of what's on the grooves here. We have soundscapes, droned out textural vibes, that kind of thing. Now, This is a vinyl edition, of course, but according to his Bandcamp page, there is a 10.5-hour version of this album available for download, or at least access. So check it out if you want to perform some serious meditation, and thoughtful meditation is what this one is all about. Next we have Graveyard Processions by Berlin Residents, by clarinetist Kai Fagaschinski and vocalist Jan Dunn from, is it Ni Vu Ni Kanu? I think that's the label. It's based in Luxembourg anyway. What they produce resembles a kind of a mystical journey in the mind of a Native American Indian. No idea if they were going for that. That's what it sounds like to me, at least in my brain. Vocal drones, you get lots of those. Textures, deep tribal resonances, all of that kind of thing. Next up, a pair of classics now from the UK label Demon, and 2 albums by Sparks, those glorious misfits who never really fitted into the glam scene, or the later punk scene, or the later new wave scene, and on and on and on. More power to their oddness, I say. Specifically then, we have the band's 3rd album, Kimono My House, from 1974, featuring the smash hit This Town Ain't Big Enough for the Both of Us, and the single Amateur Hour. Pressed on green vinyl, you'll find a picture inner with the lyrics printed on one side. Also check out the band's 4th album, also reissued on Demon, called Propaganda, from that same productive year of 1974, pressed this time on blue vinyl. You also get the lyrics on the inner, and while we're talking lyrics, I would spend some time reading these when you play the albums here. That falsetto lead vocal, well, it can sweep you away with its own musicality, and sometimes you miss what's going on. So check out the lyrics to engage with the band's offbeat darkness and eccentric, yet pointed barbs. Oh, and one T.Rex Mark Bolan release that I missed last week, so I'm squeezing it in here, is this picture disc of the album Tanks, originally released in 1973, but here released as a Black Friday limited edition of 3,000 copies worldwide, and a rather splendid edition it is too. And finally, lock up your umlauts, because I have a whopping great box set from the band Mötley Crüe, a deluxe edition from BMG of the 1989 album Dr. Feelgood, arguably the band's best album. Possibly because they had all emerged from rehab and they were all sober and they were ready to work. I'm not sure. What we have here is a pizza-style box containing a remastered edition of the vinyl, plus additional demos and live tracks, all pressed on green black vinyl. Each are wrapped in their own outer sleeves, and there are 3 in all. Both the demos and live tracks packages are sealed within a protective sticker, so you will need to slice them open to access the discs within. Next is a 24-page replica tour book with behind-the-scenes images, a replica Dr. Feelgood tour itinerary, poster, patch, backstage pass, live show handbill, press kit, medical envelope apparently, and guitar pick. These smaller items are contained in the envelope, sealed with string. Phew! Well, that's a lot, folks. Thanks for staying to the end of this particular video. Before you go, hang on a second. Before you go, can you click down there, please, on the like and subscribe buttons? Much appreciated. Just helps this channel to grow and all that jazz. Downstairs, I have links to my Facebook group, which you're welcome to join, my website, which has all kinds of other music stuff over there. There is also my Patreon page, which has all kinds of other music bits, whether they be text-based or video-based, and other stuff too. And if you like your hi-fi, I have an exclusive hi-fi video released every single week, and there's a new one out this week. Ooh, I'll be back next time with another one of these, and I hope to have your company. Until then, folks, bye-bye for now.